Hello, I am going over on how to cut out a t-shirt for T-shirt quilt class, and we're going to use this OmniGrid type thing from Hobby Lobby, and if you use your 40% off coupon, you get it off quite a bit less. So this is what we're going to use, and it ends up being 15.5 by 15.5. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay it on the t-shirt after we've cut off the sleeves in the back. You can leave the sleeves in the back on, but it's just harder to cut. So we're going to line it up with the Cornhusker here. We're going to leave a little extra here, then up there. So we're going to cut off all four sides. Be careful, we have a green cutting mat on the bottom, and then our rotary cutter. And be careful not to move your t-shirt. If you get a little bit big, that's okay. We can recut it in a little bit. Now you'll have all this piece. You can either recycle it, throw it away, or take it to Simon House. They package it up and they sell it that way. So now we'll have a t-shirt. We cut all between 12 and 14 t-shirts like this, and then we'll be ready to put the interfacing on, and this is the interfacing we're going to use. And we get this interfacing also from Hobby Lobby, and you get it in a package. It's about $19 for the package. You get it 40% off. It comes in this little square package, and we'll unfold it. So it'll be nice and big piece square. We're going to fold it twice, one direction. So like this, and then we're going to fold it again. Be really careful to make this line here match up and this line over here. That's what's going to make your square square. And we're going to cut these also at 15.5-inch squares, but I'll show you how to cut it off that big piece first. I'm going to put this square here. So we have our 15.5-inch, measure twice, cut once, so then I'm going to put my ruler over here. That way I can cut a longer distance. So there's my 15.5-inch. And you want one of these for each one of your t-shirts. So you can just cut it all across. We're just going to cut one for now. And now, we're not going to have squares yet. We're going to have this long piece of fabric. So, I like to cut them more than one at a time. So we're just going to put them back together. And then we're going to put this square back on here. Everything looks good, and we're going to cut. And so we'll have two pieces that moved. We don't want it to move. So you can always stop and reline it up. So now we have two squares, and there's enough for another two squares. And then there'll be a little bit left over. Don't throw that away, because we can always use that. That's how you cut the t-shirt and the white backing, and it'll go like this. With that glue side will go on the t-shirt itself. So this will just be fabric. There's glue on here, and then your t-shirt. Now we'll cut the sashing just to save a little bit of time. I've chosen red to go with my red t-shirt quilt that I'm going to make that's similar to this one here. So your fabric will come in a big long piece. You want to wash it on a gentle cycle, and you can use a dryer and use dryer softener with this fabric. You just don't want to do it with your t-shirts, because the t-shirts won't stick to the backing if you do. Then you'll have a mess. So I fold it nice and neat. And I fold it twice. Then you have to be really careful that you get it all nice and straight. So it's the same distance here as here. It's lined up here. And for sashings, we're going to cut them at 2.5 inches in width. So on my little grid, I've got 2 inches and then 1/2. And I'm going to slide over here because I'm right-handed. And I'm going to cut 2 and 2.5. So we're going to cut it like this. It doesn't look really square, so I better cut this off. If you don't start out with a straight edge, you're not going to have straight lines in your quilt. And it's going to be all wavy. So it's 2.5 inches right here. 1, 2.5. And always be careful not to cut your fingers. So we'll cut a whole bunch of these all the way down the line, just like this. I'll show you how to do that one more time. Just like that. And these are going to be our sashings. We're going to cut these all 2.5 inches. So they will come, I'll come back over here. And this is your sashings here and here. Okay? And we're going to sew these on the t-shirts right here and right here, and then we're going to connect this row together. And then we'll do the same with this one, and this one. And then we'll connect them all together, and then we'll put the outside edges on. Okay?